Hey, this is Lynette Bledsoe coming to you live on Gary and Lynette Bledsoe's fan page. Sorry, I had to think about where I was. So, coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas. And today what I'm going to talk to you about is different keys to run a home business online using social media. So for me, being a full-time mom, and if you're watching this live, put a 1 or a heart, whatever's easier for you. If you're watching this live, so I can definitely give you a shout out below, or if you're watching the replay, definitely write replay so I can come back to you and give you a shout out. So for me as a busy mom, sometimes it was hard in the very beginning to try to figure out, hey, Crystal, how are you? Thanks for hopping on. So for me, it was hard to try to figure out, how the heck to run a successful business. First of all, online, but using social media. So if you're using social media for your business, hey, Zami, how are you? If you're using social media for your business, hello, you guys, seriously, give yourself an applause because social media is such a lifesaver for those of us who are running a network marketing company. If you don't know our story, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but my husband and I have been in network marketing since 1999. Back in those days, that's when there was no social media. I think my MySpace was like coming up a couple years later, but we didn't really know how to use MySpace for business, so we were basically definitely spamming MySpace because we had no idea on how to use it. But if you ever saw anyone with a clipboard in the mall harassing customers, maybe getting kicked out. I never got kicked out myself, but my husband has. We were definitely those people that were harassing folks. And I don't know about you, but if you agree with me, did you ever like going to the mall and bothering people when they were shopping? I know for me, I hated that. I definitely hated bothering people because I'm one of those people we're from New York. So in New York, when you're walking in the busy areas, people try to give you, like flyers. Those actually annoy me because I'm focused. When I go shopping for the kids or for myself, when I'm buying shoes, you don't, right? I still don't like the idea of going to the mall. I hate it. I haven't done it in a while and in years, so I haven't had to do that ever. But let's say if I was back in the day when I wasn't married, I did a lot of shopping for myself because I wasn't married, so I had no other bills, so I can care less. So I would go shopping. And if you ever went down 34th Street and if you ever went shopping in Times Square or Manhattan, there's a person giving you a flyer every store. Every few seconds, every few steps, you're having someone give you a flyer. And I definitely understand why they do that. It's to get people into their store. But those people used to annoy me. So imagine if you're at the mall, think about yourself as a customer. Yourself when you go shopping, when you go grocery shopping, wherever you go shopping. When you go shopping, you normally have a list on what you want to buy. So you're focused on getting that stuff. Maybe you're focused on getting your sneakers for your children. You're not really focused on anything else but getting that goal set, right? Getting their shoes if it's back to school, getting their shoes set for back to school, whatever, getting, supplies for your new pet, whatever. You're there focused. You kind of don't let yourself get distracted by other stuff unless in your mall they always give you samples. That is sort of different in a sense. That's sort of different because they paid for, and thank you for bringing that up, Crystal. When someone's in the mall and they have a booth, they're kind of paid for that space. So it's kind of expected to have folks try to give you samples. Like when you go past a tea, I forgot the name of the store, but there's a tea place and they always have free tea out in the store. You kind of expect it. Or those Chinese restaurants that are in the mall, they're giving you the teriyaki chicken, which I love. That's kind of expected. But let's say if you're in the store, the booth samples, that's kind of expected. But let's say if you're in the store and you're in the store to get shoes or to get clothes, you're focused on getting the shoes and the clothes. You're not expecting someone to approach you while you're in the store shopping with a business opportunity. right? It's kind of intrusive because it's 2018, and I don't know if this is just me because I'm from New York, so we're always thinking of, the worst possible situation when a stranger comes up to us. And me as a female, maybe not so much my husband, but me as a female, when a stranger, especially a guy, when a stranger approaches me, I'm, clenching my purse, and I'm going to actually keep walking and maybe go to a different section where there's more people. I actually had that happen to me here in Texas the other day. This man was approaching me, and I was coming out the grocery store, and I finished packing my stuff. I actually didn't notice him. I packed my trunk, and I was by myself. Not a big deal, but I hurried up and got in the car. And he said, I think he was about to approach me, but he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry if I scared you." And I was mad at myself because I didn't even notice him approaching me. But that's how it feels when you approach someone at the mall. So in 2018, all of us are very wary of our surroundings in most cases. And if you're a female, you're probably more aware. And you kind of don't, even if it's another female approaching you, you don't like that because they're invading your space and they're kind of distracting you from whatever it is that you were going to do that day. So that's why, in my opinion, it's better for you to try to figure out how to work your business online. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. But if you've ever had to approach people in the mall, you know what I'm talking about. That's kind of annoying. I never liked it. I've done it. So I can't say, poo-poo on the people that do that. I've done it. I hated it. So I definitely had to figure out a way that, for me, as a mom, as a parent, I don't want to be approaching people with my kids. So, and I wouldn't want people approaching me with my children because we're focused, tasked. I don't like when I'm with my kids and people approach me because I'm like, hey, I'm focused on my kids. I want to make sure that they're safe, than me focus on what the stranger has to tell me. So what are some ways that you can run a successful business using social media or online? Some of the ways, and again, you want to kind of figure out, exactly, Crystal, because you want to spend more time. One of the reasons why, being a mom of 3, I wanted to be able to spend time with my kids. Maybe you have a baby like Crystal's mentioning, and thank you for sharing that. I'm going to talk about what you're sharing right now. So Crystal has a baby. He's only 3 months old. Can you honestly really, and I've had 3 kids, so even though the youngest is a teenager, so I'm not in that stage anymore, but when they were babies, if you ever had children, or maybe if you have a puppy, because I have a puppy and I feel like I have a baby, but can you really go out and do what it was that you were doing when you had no babies in your home? No, you can't keep doing the mall thing because your baby's going to cry or needs a diaper change at any moment. So you have to kind of figure out a way to do your business online, whether that's doing live videos like this. I know a lot of people are, and if you look at my personal page, you see that I did a live video just before this one, before I came here, because I did one on my team page, so I had to figure out what the heck I was just doing. But there are a couple of different tips that you can do to run a successful business, whether that's, you can actually run a successful business. So for Crystal, let's say if, like right now, my puppy is sleeping. So I'm doing all these live videos to knock him out so that when he wakes up and starts barking, it's not on my video. But you can use Facebook live videos as a way to get new people to look at your business without spamming them, without bothering them in their space, right? If someone wants to take a look at our business, you can actually use Facebook groups where, and this is how we do it, in our Facebook groups, it shows them all the company videos. It shows them all the other representative testimonials. It shows all of that, or it shows customer testimonials. You can use Facebook groups as a way so that even if you have a new baby, like Crystal mentioned, she has a 3-month-old. If you have a baby, you can still use your phone while prospecting someone or sharing someone your business, right? That's simple, easy. Stay focused. So my one tip is to stay focused. So sometimes you can say, okay, I'll do that later. You can actually still stay focused, but set a time for when you're going to work your business online. Like I said, you can do Facebook live videos. You can do blogs. If you have children, you can do a blog. There's nothing wrong with doing a blog. We have blogs. We do Facebook Live videos. We use the Facebook groups. Figure out what the way that you feel is best. If you're not a writer, that's okay. You can use your Facebook Live videos as a blog. That can be your entire blog post. That can be your next thing. So stay focused. Figure out a way that you can maybe make a video when the baby's sleeping. Maybe write a post. You can do if you go to LynetteBledsoe.net, I share a lot of ideas about this, but you can actually make a post on Facebook where it's your story, where you're sharing a story on how your business was able to help you, even with a 3-month-old, stay home with your baby because you do this, and that. Or maybe depending on whatever your company is, your niche, you can, let's say if it's health and wellness. So 3 tips or 3 reasons why you should drink water than drink soda. That's a health tip. And then you can say, if you want to see if you hate water like I do, which is true, if you hate water like I do, send me a private message so that you can see what I use to make my water taste better. And you can lead them to your company, whatever your company is. Or maybe you're in a skincare company. You can say, 5 ways to keep your skin looking healthy and stop the breakouts. That can be just a post on your page. And at the very bottom, the most important thing is whether you're doing a Facebook Live or you're actually doing a post at the very bottom, say, if you want to know what I use every day to keep my skin looking healthy, send me a private message, and that's when you send them the link rather than spamming your page. Because if you think about it, you kind of want to you want to use attraction marketing when you're posting if you're going to use your Facebook page. You don't want to keep spamming your page, because guess what? That person can Google your company and then they can find something that from someone else. Maybe they wrote a blog on that product, but you want them asking for information from you rather than you having to spam your page, because people can unfollow you and it detracts people more than attracts. So if you're providing them value, that's your action step for this week. I want you to provide value, give them tips on something that has to do with your company, whether it's, whatever, travel, skincare, whatever your company is. It can be your pet, whatever your company is. Give tips that have worked for you, and then at the very, very bottom of that entire post, give them a call to action. So say something like, hey, if you want to know what I use to save money when I travel, send me a private message. That's how you'll get more people asking you for your stuff. And another tip, know what you're talking about, even if you have to Google the information before you do your Facebook Live. But actually, the Facebook Live that I did on my page, I actually got some of those tips from a blog that I read the other day. Do your research. You don't have to be the expert in health, skincare. You don't have to be the expert. Find the information, do a Facebook Live on it, and then at the very bottom, the very end, after your whole video is done, say, hey, if you want to know what I actually use, because I hate water, so I have to actually add something to it. If you want to know what I add to my water that makes it taste super good, send me a private message. Know your stuff. You don't have to be the expert. Just give them value. Just like this video, I'm giving you guys value on how to build your business online. Give value and then give them a call to action. Raise awareness. And I wrote these tips down, so just bear with me. When you can actually run a contest on your Facebook profile, run a contest. Say, for your post that you gave tips, say, hey, the next 5 people who share this, I'm going to put them in a raffle and they're going to win something. And it can be actually a sample. People like free stuff. So even if you do a Facebook Live, I like to do Facebook Lives because Facebook pushes it out rather than just a regular post. So you can say, hey, the next 5 people to share this video, I'll put you in a raffle and you can win a sample of actually what I add to my water to make it taste super yummy. So you could do something like that. Or I'll send you a sample. Or if you want to send it to everyone who shares it, which if you have a lot of samples, you can definitely do that. And when you send out samples, it doesn't have to cost you so much. It could be the cost of a stamp. So don't think, oh, I got to mail all this stuff out. No, make your sample. You can open up a full-size product and put it in Ziploc bags, put a ribbon around it, and put those in the envelopes and send those suckers out just to get yourself out there. Because guess what? Next time you do your Facebook Live or next time you make your post providing value, more people are going to take a look at it just to see what information you provided. Plus, to see if you have given out any free samples. You don't have to do this all the time. You can do this once a month. But it'll encourage more people to share your video to their audience. And then guess what? That's people that you didn't even know. And they just shared it with them. So those, guess what? Let's say if Susan gave a great tip. Let's say if Susan shared this video with her team and her team shared it with their team and their team shared it with their team. If I were selling someone that got a whole bunch of eyes onto something that she had nothing to do with, all she did was share it. So imagine if you were sharing tips on maybe a skincare product and eventually it got shared like 10 times and that 10th person said, hey, they just reached out to you and they just said, hey, I just want to buy that. They don't care about the sample. They just actually want the product. Was that 5-minute video worth it? Heck yeah. And guess what? You didn't even have to leave your house. You can just send them to the site, have them buy it, and then you're done. And guess what? That Facebook Live, this is why I prefer Facebook Live videos. That Facebook Live video stays there forever. And on the video, you're telling people to share it. So that video is going to continue to share. It's kind of like the domino effect. That video is going to stay active like forever. And you're going to get customers from that one video that took you 5-10 minutes to do, and then you're done. So I hope that tip helped. The most important thing I say is to provide value. Doesn't have to be a video if you're scared of videos. I say if you can do a video, definitely do a video. And if you actually did that this week, please come back here and let me know. I'd love to know if it worked for you. Like I said, make a post. This is your challenge. Make a post on providing tips, not on your product, something that has to do with the product. Maybe if it's skincare, provide tips on how to keep your skin clean and then give them an idea on, hey, you want to know what I use? Send me a private message. Or make those 5 tips or whatever tips you're sharing this week, make those tips a Facebook post on your personal profile, and at the very bottom say, you know, hey, if you want to know what I use, definitely come back and let me know. Send me a private message. Okay. I'll reach out to you personally if I missed any questions or anything like that. But that's what I would challenge you guys to. Either do a Facebook Live video this week. Definitely do that. Do a Facebook Live video this week without mentioning your company. That's kind of a challenge for some. Without mentioning your company, or do a Facebook post without mentioning your company on value. Provide them tips on something that has to do with your niche. And at the very end, say, hey, if you want to know what I use, send me a private message. So with that being said, hope that provided value to you. If you got value, definitely share, or share something that you do to help your business grow. Because our business is 100% online. So if you do it too, awesome. Share a tip, and I definitely I'll reach out back to you. But with that being said, if you need any more free tips, you can definitely head to LynetteBledsoe.net. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Have a great day, guys.